All right, welcome back in this morning, 8:33 now. Well, this week is National Telehealth Awareness Week, and a new program called Pandia Health recently launched here in Alabama that aims to provide women and girls with birth control and acne treatments, among other things that so many women and young girls deal with. Dr. Sophia Yin is the co-founder, the CEO behind Pandia Health. She joins us now to talk about this. Dr. Yin, good morning.
Thank you so much for having me here.
It's good to see. You know, it is something that we don't talk about probably enough, and that is each month when women have their monthly menstrual cycle. I was relaying a story to you that I just recently learned that, you know, a lot of people do take medication to stop the period from happening for different reasons, obviously, but it's okay, and it's actually, you think it's better?
Yes. So if you study the Dogon tribe in Africa right now, not like hundreds of years ago, and they live the exact same number of years that we do. So if we're comparing apples to apples, they have 100 periods in their lives. We have 350 to 450 periods in our lives. And therefore, we're having enough periods for 3 other people. It's actually more natural to have fewer periods than what we're having here. And what it is, you know, back in the old days, we would have 8 children. Now we're having 2. We would breastfeed for 15 months. Now we're breastfeeding for 0, 3, or 6. So how many periods do you have when you're breastfeeding or pregnant? 0. And so now we're incessantly bleeding. And every time we bleed, we risk lining of the uterus cancer, endometrial cancer. And every time we pop out an egg, we don't know if it's the popping or the healing, we risk ovarian cancer. So by having fewer periods every single month, then we decrease your risk of ovarian, endometrial, and also colorectal cancer. And then also the #1 cause of missed work and school under the age of 25 is bad, evil periods, heavy, painful periods. So if you are missing school or work, please, I love hashtags, hashtag stop sucking it up. See a physician and get it treated so you can go to school, so you can go to work. And that people who have asthma, who have headaches, who have anemia, who just want to be competitive in their sport or school can make hashtag periods optional.
And doing this is not putting any of your health at risk. I think most of us think that's a natural process that women are supposed to go through, and you would think stopping that natural process is bad, but it is not.
It is not bad. It does, because of the hormones, slightly increase your risk of breast cancer, but the decrease in ovarian, endometrial, and colorectal cancer is much larger than the increase in breast cancer. So for each person, you have to, you know, risk benefit weigh it.
You may have a family history that changes your thought on that, right?
Exactly. But even with a family history of breast cancer, you can totally safe still to go on the birth control pill, patch, ring, IUD, implant, shot, if you need to. And again, if you're missing school, or if, you know, it's a hassle for developmental delay, or if you're in the military and you're running around, you can't afford to deal with this, you know, that kind of situation, then you can make hashtag periods optional. And as a mother of a 17-year-old who has to take the SAT, who has to do the sports, who has to do marching band, having her periods optional levels the playing ground for her at school.
That is very interesting. All right, Pandia Health itself, what was the catalyst for you to launch that?
Yes, so I'm an adolescent medicine specialist, specializes in teenagers, and I teach other doctors how to prescribe, how to take care of teenagers. And we were like, why don't young women take their birth control? And the top reason was didn't have it in their hand. And so my friend and I are like, we can solve this. We will just ship you birth control and keep shipping you birth control until you tell us to stop. And then we ran ads, free birth control delivery. And 60% of the women that responded didn't have a prescription. And it's like, don't you know you need a prescription? And so I'm a doctor. I could write prescriptions. And thus Pandia Health was born. If your doctor writes a prescription and you have insurance, thanks to the Affordable Care Act, you pay us nothing. Any FDA-approved birth control should be covered unless you're asking for a name brand when there's a generic available. And then if you don't have a doctor, and this is what we've now launched in Alabama in July 1-ish, you just pay us $30 once a year to use our expert doctors. We have an algorithm that results in finding you the best birth control pill. Know that there are 40 different birth control pills, 8 different progesterones, and we're pretty sure we can find you a good one. We have 82% retention at a year using birth control pill versus the standard 55 or even 30%. Because if they give you a bad pill and you get the munchies and you get acne and you get breakthrough bleeding, you're like, bye-bye. But we're like, here's a good one, no side effects, go.
You are very animated. Dr. Yin, we've got to wrap up, but I do want to, and it's not just about birth control. I mean, Telehealth Week kind of represents a way to communicate with your doctor in different ways now, right? Can you give us a quick answer on that?
Yes. So I want people to know that there's good telehealth and bad telehealth. If it's your regular doctor, yes, go ahead. But if you're looking at 2 companies, which one is founded by a woman? Which one is founded by a specialist in the field who has a passion for preventing unplanned pregnancy versus someone who's just trying to make a quick buck? At Pandia Health, we believe in giving you the best birth control with the least side effects, because then you'll be with us a long time, versus giving you the cheapest pill with the most profit for our company. And then always you want a company that has you opt in versus opt out. And the example is, we always ask, do you want some emergency contraception with that? We don't say, hey, we're going to send this to you unless you stop us from sending it to you. And so we've seen some companies do that. Look out for those companies. Know about good versus bad telemedicine.
Dr. Sophia Yin, thank you for being with us today with Pandia Health. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right. All right, now let's go to Mickey. I think we're going to Mickey.
Yep, that's where we're going.